I'm Valerie Calfrin for the Tampa Tribune. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement today unveiled a new resource to help people track sexual offenders and sexual predators in their neighborhoods. People can already do this on the Florida Department of Law Enforcement website, but this new resource is an email alert system, so you can receive emails whenever predators and offenders move into a 5-mile radius of an address, or you can track a predator or an offender individually. And this makes Florida one of 12 states around the country that provide these kinds of email alerts. We're going to walk you through how to sign yourself up for this service. You can start by going to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement website at www.fdle.state.fl.us and click on the right the box that says Sexual Offender Database. If you scroll down that page, you'll see New Offender Alert System on the left with a yellow bar. Click there to sign up. This service is free to use. As a new user, you'll want to type your email into this box and hit Continue with Subscription. Then visit your email address, and at that point, click on an email that says you wish to activate the service. For the sake of time, I've already started a subscription, so I'm just going to log in. Once you log in, you receive this welcome page. You can add or update an address, or add or update tracked offenders. Let's start with the address first. Now here, I've already put in the address of the Tampa Tribune, 200 South Parker Street. And if I were to open my Tampa Tribune email within 24 to 48 hours, I would see any email updates on any new offenders and predators that had moved within 1 mile of the Tampa Tribune office. I can hit Edit and adjust that radius to about a quarter of a mile or up to 5 miles. If I want to track another address, if you want to monitor any offenders who move in around your child's school, in addition to your home or around another relative's address, you click Add an Address. And here we'll do 411 North Franklin Street, which is the Tampa Police Department. But it automatically starts with 1 mile, and if I want to, I can adjust it, again, the radius from a quarter of a mile to half a mile, up to 2 miles or 5 miles. And then if there's an address that you want to delete at some point, you can just hit Delete. Now to track offenders individually, you can click on the Tracking Offenders button up here, or you can go back to the home page of the alert system and click on Add or Update Tracked Offenders. We don't have any offenders to track at this point, but we'll search for some. And this brings you to the search page that anyone who has used this database has seen before. You can put in a county of residence or a zip code. We'll do the zip code around the Tribune and see who's living in the area. We have 2 pages of people living in the area. This person, for instance, Clayton Burns, is currently on supervision and lives on 1705 West State Street in Tampa. He's been on supervision since February 13th, 2008. So we could click on View Flyer, get a larger picture of Mr. Burns. You can scroll down and see that Mr. Burns was convicted back in '89 for a lewd and lascivious act on a child in Miami, but most recently for failing to comply with his registration. So if we wanted to keep an eye on Mr. Burns, you'd click here to track this offender. And then when we went to tracking offenders, you'd see offenders you're currently tracking, Clayton Burns. If you wanted to track someone else, we'd go back, for instance, to Lawrence Hyde. This is another offender. He's been on supervision since February 7th, 2008. And I just clicked on him, and he popped up into the offenders we're currently tracking. His complete flyer shows that he's been a convicted sex offender since 1998. And then if you ever want to delete any of these people from your tracking system, just hit delete, and they're gone. And if you want to stop receiving emails from the alert system, you click here to unsubscribe. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement website isn't the only place that you can access this email alert system. You can also reach it through your local law enforcement agency's website, such as the Tampa Police Department or the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, or a whole separate web page, www.flsexoffender.net. Look for these pamphlets for more instructions on how to use the service, or for a phone number to call if you see any information that's incorrect in the registry. I'm Valerie Calfrin for the Tampa Tribune.